Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America, since our very founding, has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans.
Let's start with the US election, because just like Hillary Clinton back in 2016, Kamala Harris refused to address supporters after her election loss. She waited until today to show her face and make a concession speech. Or at least I think it was a concession speech. She spoke for 12 minutes and she used the word fight 19 times. Have a look.
Give up, keep fighting. Fight. We owe loyalty not to a president. I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. Fight. fight. I will never give up. I will never give up the fight. We will never give up. We will never give up the fight, and we will continue to wage this fight in the public square. To fight. When we fight, we win.
After insisting for months that, she was the champion of democracy, repeatedly urging your supporters to fight is a strange way to acknowledge the will of the majority. She finally came to her crescendo, which, much like her campaign, fell flat.
Only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time. But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars.
Liz and Caleb, I'm honestly not sure what I'm more excited about, the fact that Trump is president or the fact that we'll never need to hear Kamala Harris make speeches like that ever again.
I'm just feeling so unburdened by what has been right now.
That was a real unburdened by what has been moment.
It was, and of course now the media is dominated, drizzling down into the fine minutiae of which votes went where and how did this happen. Has anyone offered up the simple reasoning for Trump's win being that he's the most dynamic personality in modern history that we've ever seen enter the arena of politics, and he was up against a moron? Maybe we're overthinking this. Like, maybe we're literally overthinking this. I've seen a lot of media be like, well, it was a woman and they're just not prepared for the first woman president of the United States of America. Trump stopped us twice now from having our first female president. Maybe even women didn't want the first president to be an idiot. That's no Margaret Thatcher. You don't have my vote, they said, in massive numbers. And she didn't get up. It's been so amusing watching the post-mortem that, of course, will go for days to come, but started today, the minute we got up. But with regards to a peaceful transfer of power, I'm looking forward to being very impressed because the Democrats have now spent 4 years telling us that they know how to lose an election gracefully, concede defeat, and hand over the keys to the White House. So I'm looking forward to a textbook perfect transfer of power.
But what's with the fight rhetoric, though, right? There's two reasons. Either she's just sort of, sowing those little seeds, saying, maybe there's something going on here, maybe we should rise up against Mr. Trump. Or she worked out that the moment Trump won the election was when he said fight, fight, fight after he was shot. And she's like, oh my God, I've lost this thing. But maybe I can use those words and I'll get everything back. I'll just say fight 19 times and it'll be even better than Trump saying it 3 times. It was ridiculous. One of those little bits in that long clip that we showed there was her saying, I don't concede the fight. Now, the words prior to that were, I concede that I didn't win the election, but I don't concede the fight that we took to the election. Have you ever heard, apart from maybe out of the words of Stephen Miles when he lost in Queensland, have you ever heard someone be so ungracious in their concession speech? A concession speech is usually a time to say, thank you so much, thanks for your support. We did a lot of good work over the last 4 years. We understand that the American people have now decided that they want something different. We won't give up on what we believe in. That is it's normally a pretty positive sort of thing. You don't get up there and carry on about fight, 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 and I don't concede this and I don't concede that. She is angry that Trump beat her. And you've got to ask the question, if that's how she behaves after the defeat, and likewise the way she behaved the night prior when she refused to go out and address all of her supporters at HQ, who deserved to receive a thank you from her for donating money and donating their time and manning polling booths and all of this sort of stuff. She didn't even have the grace to go out and talk to them when she knew she was about to lose. She then goes out and gives that speech. Imagine what she would have been like as president. Like, they claim that Donald Trump is the dictator and, you know, he's a threat to democracy. If that's what she's like when she loses, can you imagine what sort of control she would have tried to exert if she actually won?